Hello guys. Hello. Welcome to my channel. So my name is Muskan and I'm studying grade 8. So today I'm going to explain interesting topic. Alright? So we'll explore in this video. Alright. As I'm explaining today, nitrogen fixation in nitrogen cycle. So today I'm going to explain class 8 science chapter 2 microorganisms, and in that lesson I'm going to explain topic nitrogen fixation in nitrogen cycle. So these are the agricultural uses. Yes? So in the previous videos we have discussed regarding commercial uses and medicinal uses. So today I'm going to explain the agricultural uses. So nitrogen fixation and nitrogen cycle. So in this process the microorganisms are also present. So these microorganisms takes into action for happening the whole process. Alright? Okay. So nitrogen fixation is a process in which the atmospheric nitrogen is converted into nitrogen compounds. So nitrogen fixation is the process. So which the atmospheric nitrogen, as we all know, the nitrogen is the nitrogen which is present in the atmosphere or in nature, those nitrogen are known as atmospheric nitrogen. So those atmospheric nitrogen are converted into nitrogen compounds. All right. So this process is known as nitrogen fixation. Alright. Atmospheric nitrogen by lightning or nitrogen fixing bacteria and blue-green algae. It means that atmospheric nitrogen, to convert atmospheric nitrogen to nitrogen compounds, it happens by the process by lightning. Lightning is nothing but bijli, matlab means at night or in daytime when there's a heavy rain, there would be occurrence of lightning. Yeah, got idea? Thunder. Yeah, thunder lightning. So by that lightning, if it attacks to atmospheric nitrogen, so it converts into nitrogen compounds and it goes into the root nodules of the leguminous plants. So by lightning or else nitrogen fixing bacteria and blue green algae. So it means nothing but these bacteria and algae are present in root nodules of leguminous plants. So these help the atmospheric nitrogen to convert into nitrogen compounds. Alright. So in these two process, neither lightning nor nitrogen fixing bacteria and blue green algae, there would be the process of converting into nitrogen compounds. Alright. So leguminous plants like pea and soya bean have the nitrogen fixing bacteria rhizobium present in their root nodules. Root nodules are present nothing but a spherical like structure which are stickered with the roots. Alright. So leguminous plants is nothing but like pea and soya bean. Yeah, as we all know, pea batani, soya bean, it's a type of pulse. Alright. So these are known as leguminous plants because so these plants these plants have the nitrogen fixing bacteria, means rhizobium bacteria in their root nodule. So these plants have rhizobium in their root nodule. So if there would be the presence of rhizobium, then there would be the process of converting into nitrogen compounds, and the leguminous plants use the nitrogen compounds as proteins. All right. Okay. Atmospheric nitrogen is not directly used by plants, but it needs to convert to nitrogen compounds. Yes. So atmospheric nitrogen, it does not used directly by the plants. Okay. Atmospheric nitrogen is not directly used by the plants is nothing but the upper part of the plant. Okay. So but it needs to convert into nitrogen compounds. So to atmospheric nitrogen to into nitrogen compounds, these nitrogen compounds are used by plants. The plants doesn't use atmospheric nitrogen, but they use nitrogen compounds. Alright. So that's what the atmospheric nitrogen, they go into the root nodules of those plants and they convert into nitrogen compounds, and those nitrogen compounds are sent into the upper part, means plant. Alright. Okay. Oh, atmospheric nitrogen goes into the root nodules. Yes, this is the first step. Okay, keep it in your mind, guys. So the first step is the atmospheric nitrogen goes into the root nodules. First, they'll go into the root nodules. Okay, keep it in your mind. This is the first step. And the second step is, in root nodules, rhizobium bacterium converts the nitrogen to ammonia. Okay, so in root nodules, as before I have said that rhizobium is present. Okay, the rhizobium bacterium which is present in root nodules, they help to convert the nitrogen into ammonia. So the chemical form shortcut name is NH3. NH3 is nothing but ammonia is a compound. Compound is nothing but two. Compound of nitrogen and hydrogen. So that's why they have given nitrogen first letter N. N. Okay. Hydrogen first letter H. H. NH3. Alright. So this is the chemical formula. Okay. So the second step is, keep in your mind, guys, the rhizobium bacterium which is present in root nodules, they convert the atmospheric nitrogen to ammonia. Alright. Then the nitrifying bacteria converts the ammonia to nitrates and then nitrates. NO3. Chemical name. Chemical formula name. So then after converting into ammonia, these ammonia particles are sent to nitrifying bacteria. So where the nitrifying bacteria is present, nitrifying bacteria are present in the root nodules. Okay, so here what we have understand, rhizobium bacterium and nitrifying bacteria. So these both bacteria are present in root nodules. All right. So then the ammonia goes into nitrifying bacteria, and nitrifying bacteria converts the ammonia to nitrates and then nitrates. So it converts nitrates in and then nitrates NO3. Alright. So these nitrates are used by plants as proteins. So after converting into nitrates, these nitrates are sent to plant, and these plant leguminous plant leaves are eaten by animals. I'm sorry. So these plants, okay, I'm going ahead. Okay. So these nitrates are sent to plant, and the leaves, stem, flowers and fruits of leguminous plants, they use the nitrates as their proteins. Like if I talk about the fish, chicken, meat. Okay. So why do we intake these all food items? Because to get proteins, carbohydrates, vitamins, minerals. Alright, like that, same like that, the plants use these as proteins. Alright. So animals eat the leaves of leguminous plants and they excrete. Okay. So after the nitrates are sent into the leaves, and those leaves are eaten by animals. As we all know, if I talk about the cow it eats. Okay, it eats the grasses, leaves. Okay. So I given the example right there. Alright. So like that, the animals eat the leaves of leguminous plants and they excrete. Okay. So dead animals and plants contains nitrogenous waste which decay into ammonia. So dead plants and animals. So after the animals have eaten the leaves of leguminous plants, they die. Means because of few reasons. Okay, after they die, the dead animals and plants like if we go outside, we can see the leaves falling on the ground. Alright, so those are known as plants. So dead plants and animals, they decompose or decayed in the soil. It means that these particles are mixed into the soil, and in these dead plants and animals, it contains ammonia. Alright, so here what we have understand, so these ammonia will again go into the leguminous plants, and nitrifying bacteria converts the ammonia into nitrates, and those nitrates are sent to plants, and the leguminous plants use the nitrates as proteins. Alright, now got the process of nitrogen cycle. So the other nitrates are sent to denitrify. Okay, my voice is just breaking down. Alright, continue. So, coming to the topic. So, denitrifying bacteria which converts the nitrates to atmospheric nitrogen. It means that the nitrified bacteria converts the ammonia into nitrates, alright, and these nitrates are sent to leguminous plants. Okay, so if leguminous plants doesn't need more nitrates, means for example, if your mother have given um what do you say, a big packet of lace, alright, so a big packet of lace, so you have eaten the lace, but you have left some lace in the packet, alright, so what you will do, you will keep it aside and you will intake it after a while, alright, like that the same process is happening here. Okay, so the plants take the nitrates as proteins, but the other the other nitrates they doesn't need it because they need just sufficient nitrates. So if there are more nitrates, then the other nitrates will go to denitrifying bacteria, and denitrifying bacteria converts the nitrates into atmospheric nitrogen, and the atmospheric nitrogen is released in the atmosphere. I think you have understood. So lightning of atmospheric nitrogen is converted into ammonia. So before I have said, so this is the process. So before what the process which I have said is blue-green algae and rhizobia bacteria process. So this is the other process, and the lightning. By lightning, what the nitrogen is converted into. So if there is occurrence of lightning, the atmospheric nitrogen is converted into ammonia, and then the ammonia is sent to nitrifying bacteria, and the nitrifying bacteria converts into nitrates, and these nitrates are sent to leguminous plants. This is a process, guys. Thus this process is known as nitrogen cycle. I hope you guys have understood. So I'll explain from first in simple steps. So the first step is atmospheric nitrogen. First, the atmospheric nitrogen goes into the soil. Means this atmospheric nitrogen goes into the root nodules of leguminous plants. Okay, so this atmospheric nitrogen first it goes to near to the rhizobium bacteria. Okay, and this rhizobium bacteria converts the atmospheric nitrogen into ammonia. Okay, and this ammonia particles goes near to nitrifying bacteria, and nitrifying bacteria converts the ammonia into nitrates, and then nitrates, and these nitrates are sent to plants, and the leguminous plants use them as proteins. So after few days, animals came like cows, buffaloes, so they came like sheep, etc. Okay, so these animals came and they ate the leaves. Okay, after eating leaves they have excreted. Okay, and in that excreted part it would be contains nitrogenous waste. Alright, so these nitrogenous waste will use the leguminous plants as their proteins. Alright, so after few days or few years later, the the cow and buffalo they have died. Okay, and even the plants are also died, means the other plants, not the leguminous plants. Okay, so these dead plants and animals they decay into the soil, means they mix into the soil, and these dead plants and animals they release this ammonia, and this ammonia goes into nitrifying bacteria in the root nodules of leguminous plants, and the nitrifying bacteria converts the ammonia into nitrates, and these nitrates are sent to plants. So the other nitrates which the plant doesn't need, these nitrates goes near to denitrifying bacteria, and denitrifying bacteria converts the nitrates into atmospheric nitrogen, and atmospheric nitrogen is released into the atmosphere or in the nature. See how simple is this process, guys? How simple is this process? First I felt very much pretty much difficult, as this process is very big and I can't keep in mind. So after a few days, my teacher has suggested me to observe a video, some video, as we all know. So observe the some video of nitrogen cycle process, and you can understand all points regarding nitrogen cycle. Then I went and I have Google it in like the process of nitrogen cycle some. So it's shown and I've seen full video. So now I understand. I have understood the full process of it. How simple it, guys. So if you have got any doubts regarding the nitrogen cycle, you can just email me on muskan muskaan dot gemspublics.co.in. You can just keep a message through this mail because I have turned the comments off in my YouTube channel. So you can just share your doubts regarding studies, or if you need other topics to explain by me, I'll explain. I'm ready. Okay? So, okay. So thanks for watching, guys. Hope you guys have understood my video. If you liked my video, just keep a message in my email. I hope I have explained it clearly. So, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel, guys, and click bell icon for upcoming videos. So in the next video, I'm gonna explain pathogens in human beings. Okay? So until then, bye guys, and see you in the next video.